Hello everyone and welcome to my coloring corner. Today is Saturday. It is the 13th of December, so we've got 12 more days of Christmas until Christmas, and I am not ready. Who out there is ready? I hope that you're all having a wonderful day and a wonderful rest of your weekend and had a wonderful week. Hello, Calamity. Thank you so much for coming. I did send you a message on Discord. I hope you got it. Calamity sent me a wonderful Christmas present of a fantastic pencil case so that I can go through and start sorting my pencils and getting everything in cases so that when we move, it won't be horrible, you know, with packing all of those pencils. All right, so this is as far as I've gotten on the pattern with 3 pencils. These are the 3 pencils that I'm using. The idea for my pattern is that this is going to be the light point. So this is where the lightest area is going to be, and then the light is going to transition moving outwards. This is going to be the darkest area down here. So that is what I am doing on that page. We're almost done it. It's getting there. I'm going to move that over here, and we're going to put those pencils on the side because I don't want to lose them. This is the page that we're coloring today. This is Ruth Saunderson's Santa's Christmas grayscale coloring book. We did a random number selection chosen by Angela. So she chose the number, so I went through, counted out, and this is where we ended up. All right, so where to start? Hello, Catherine. Welcome, welcome. Hello, Shannon. Welcome, welcome. Um, he was given the offer. He still needs to apply for the position and get the confirmation, but from all inputs, it's a go. So come March, we may be in the Wisconsin area. All right, I'm going to zoom on in and trying to think of where to start. Should we start with Santa or should we start on the edge up here with the top of the page? I think we're going to start with the top of the page, just because I know that these pencils do smudge a little bit. Not a whole lot though. What do you guys think? I hope it does too. I really do. He's really quite excited about it, so I hope it works out for him as well. What do you guys think? Should we start on the top of the mantle or should we start on the tree? Or should we start in the center on Santa Claus? Hello, Alex. Welcome, welcome. Any thoughts? Anybody? Hello, Mona. On the mantle? Okay. All right, so I'm going to move the so that we're at the top of the screen here. So we're going to get a dark brown first of all. Yeah, we're going to go with 103. No, we're going to go with this one first. So this is 156. And we're going to do the deep shadow area here first. So as you can see on this side here, it shows that it's all wooden area there. That's why I'm going with a brown. All right, not a problem at all. Lurk away. Hello, Dawn. Hello, Gia. Welcome, welcome. I'm just filling in the darkest areas here. And we'll come through with a little bit lighter. It's still going to be dark, but it's not going to be as dark, so that the highlight areas are still showing highlights. Oh, I'm sorry that it's so cold there. That is very cold. I'm going to have to start getting used to the cold. We'll see how it goes. All right, now we're going to go with a little bit lighter, so we're going to go with 108, I think will be the best one for that. Yeah. Now I did try to look these up so that I could list them. They're not, the watercolor ones are available on Temu, but not these ones. I did purchase these on Temu. And they don't seem to be available on Amazon. All right, now we're going to take a little bit of a light brown. Hello, Lori. I use a browser. I don't use the app. I don't like the constant games that they keep on trying to get me to play, so I do it on my computer to avoid them. Hello, Kenny. Welcome, welcome, welcome. All right, now we're going to use, what's that, 109? No, 105. Is it 101? Now we're going to use 109. Awesome, Dawn. pencils. Stay up there. So this is number 109, and we're going to come in and we're going to start doing some of these smaller details. All right. Yes, it's Ruth Saunderson. Thank you. I think she does absolutely fantastic work. This is in her Santa's Christmas book, and it is in the dark grayscale area of the book. There is, of course, a light grayscale page of this as well, but this one is in the dark. Yeah, yeah. That is the thing with Ruth's stuff is it is so beautifully drawn. It just looks like a grayscaled photograph, and it's a grayscaled photograph. However, it's of her original drawing and painting. So, and I'm hoping not to mess it up. Oh yeah, they are so amazing. She has been on the channel. I have brought her on the channel as a guest. She is one of the most amazing people I've ever had the privilege of hanging out with. She is so down to earth and so sweet, and she knows her stuff. She draws for children's books. She draws for her own books. And she also used to draw for um, Nancy Drew. She used to draw the illustrations for the Nancy Drew books. Yes, when I had her on my channel, I did fangirl quite a bit. Okay, I'm gonna grab that darker brown. Yeah, Nancy Drew. Yeah, she's been on the channel a couple of times. Once everything gets settled down and I have more time, I am going to reach out to the artists that I have had on the channel and ask them to come back and hang out for a little while if they can. Um, I miss doing that. But with things up in the air as far as moving and stuff like that, I do have to be careful and make sure I have the time to do it because I want to make sure that they're not feeling rushed at all. Yes. Um, well, a sec, I'll grab one of her Nancy Drew illustration books. Okay, zoom out. So these are the Nancy Drew books that she's illustrated from 57 to 72. The Triple Hoax, The Flying Saucer Mysteries, The Secret of the Old Lace, The Greek Symbol Mystery, Captive Witnesses, The Twin Dilemma, The Kitchena Doll Mystery. These are all the ones that she's illustrated over the years. Well, some of them anyway. All the ones that have pictures in here of her illustrations. Some of them are just the rough sketch and then the finished product. So there's her rough sketch, and then there's the full illustration. So she gives the rough sketch and then the illustration once it's completed. In some of these that she has the sketches available. But yeah, and of course she sent me this book. So yeah. Definitely one of my favorite books from her. I will never color in this book. There's a Santa Claus one that she sent me as well that she has signed that I will never color in either. So, all right, going to zoom back in. There we go. Now, what pencils was I using? Yeah, I love Ruth's work. All right, and then we've got a panel here. Looks like a decorative panel. Then a bow there. Shelf there with something on it. Yeah, I will fangirl over Ruth Sanderson. I'm just saying. There's a panel there that I think is going to be a different, so sort of like the panel here. Extremely dark areas. Now that is a plant in the shelf there. Got shadows there from the plant. Yeah, I know that feeling, Dawn. And I'm not in the mood to do it, which is weird for me. I'm just like, I'll do it tomorrow, and tomorrow never comes. So, okay. Take that lighter brown of 109. Is that the one I was just using? No. Excuse me. No, I need 111. Oh, I know. I know. 12 days till Christmas. Now I'm going through and getting into those medium areas. And blending the darker areas in. Hello, Bee. Welcome, welcome. These are the Marie. So it's Marie's 168. It's a set of pencils that I bought on Temu um, a couple of years ago. I guess last year, year before last. I haven't used them in a while, so I figured I would use them. They're an oil-based pencil. The ones on Temu that I did see, which was the full 168 set, was a watercolor version. I don't have that version, so I can't say anything about them. But I do like the oil-based. However, they were showing as unavailable when I looked to put the link in, so. Yeah, it's a mixed bag. They are an Asian company, and you know, well, they used to be an Asian company, and they were holding on to records of people's information that could have been used for horrible things. So, there it is a mixed bag. And sometimes you don't get what you ordered. Sometimes you get this odd thing that does not resemble anything that you ordered. You gotta watch for that. I know a friend of mine uses Temu all the time and she loves it. She uses it for all of her art stuff. But she also lives in an area where it's really expensive to ship. Temu's much cheaper with that sort of thing. So, all right, now we're going to come in with the light color. Is this one the 105? Yes. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I haven't had that issue myself, but you know. All right, now we're going to come in just a slight bit lighter. Just to put the yellow in from the candles on the tree. In the really light spots. This is one. Yeah. Welcome back. Well, yeah, teenagers are worse than toddlers all the time. What are you talking about? Toddlers, you just need to know where they are and what they're getting into. Teenagers will ask you questions continually for the rest of your life. All right. Thank you, Gia. All right, now I'm going to use that yellowish for this area here. I'm going to actually sharpen this. Thank you, Dawn. Sorry, concentration has gotten me. Now what I'm doing is I'm following Ruth's shadows. So what I'm doing is I'm just going through and I'm putting the darkest color in the darkest area of the shadow, medium color into the medium color of the shadow, and then bringing in that lighter color where that highlight is. And you just blend it all with the lighter color, because even though the shadow is there, it's the lighter color that creates the main color of the object. Yes, absolutely. I don't blame you there, Dawn. I personally find that is the best way to color her pages. And when I talked to her, I did ask her how she feels the best way to color her pages are. And she feels that coloring with the light first is how she prefers to color them. I don't like coloring them that way because I find the light washes out a lot of the dark. So I like to color with the dark first. Okay. And if I do find that the light washes out the dark after I've laid it down, I just come back through and just reestablish it. You can always come back through, reestablish that dark afterwards, but you can't make it come back once you've washed it out. So And of course, it is a personal preference. You can do them however you like. All right, then. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. It's definitely a preference. Um, and like I said, I can see the detail more clearly if I do the dark to the light first. And in some that have a really, really dark, 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 dark grayscale, I will do the light first because I want it to wash out some of that dark grayscale. Now this part here I'm just doing in strokes because of the different colors because of the wood grain on there. Grabbing those shadows. Hi there, Taylor. Yeah, like I said, it's definitely a personal preference. Ruth personally prefers to do, when she is coloring grayscale, personally prefers to do the light over dark first. All right, now do the same thing up here. We're just doing little strokes, putting in that grain. So that was started off with 109, no, 111, sorry, and we're going to 105 and then 106. Trying to see where that ribbon goes. Thank you, Kenny. I think the ribbon goes that way. We'll add the red later and sort it out. That's the one thing with the really, really dark grayscale sometimes, is sometimes it will be difficult to see the detail that you're looking at. So you have to be careful to look closely sometimes. Okay. So there we have the start of the mantle, and that only took an hour. So this is Amazon paper. It's just the regular Amazon paper. So, all right, now we're going to take our darkest color again, which is 156. Just going to put in the shadows under the garland here. Well, they don't look fabulous, but it does take time, especially when you're got so much going on in a picture, just to determine where things are, what things are. Yeah, like I said, I have been coloring Ruth's work pretty much since I started coloring. Um, Between Ruth Sanderson and was one of the first grayscale artists that I colored, and Selena Finish. I really enjoy her work as well. Her grayscale is much, much darker than Ruth's. Ruth has some dark grayscale, but Selena's is really dark. Come in here, get our really dark areas done. And these pencils do a wonderful job on Amazon paper. Sometimes on grayscale, the cheaper pencils sometimes don't work as well, but these ones seem to. I have not. Actually, I think I have. I think I have actually. I think I was sent an advertisement from her website for it. I have not been looking at new books or new art supplies or anything like that in almost a year. I have so much, and with me starting working and everything else, this year has been quite interesting trying to make sure that I keep my head where it belongs. Nice. Oh, the Groot. Yeah, I like the Groot. The Groot turned out very well. He's cute. Yes, I did remember to post it. I was reminded several times to post it. I had people sending me messages on Instagram and Facebook to post my picture. So I did. My own fault for saying that I keep on forgetting to post things. I get reminders. Not that it's a bad thing. I just thought it was cute. All the reminders I got. Now, Ruth has a lot of really, really fine details. And this is one of the reasons why I really prefer to use an oil-based pencil when I am coloring her stuff, because I do need to keep it very, very sharp, and in order to get into these little tiny details. And a wax-based pencil is really soft, and keeping that really sharp point sometimes can be very difficult with a wax-based pencil. They work great for covering the grayscale and that sort of thing, but I find with Ruth's work, especially with her fine details, sometimes the oil-based pencils work so much better to get those details in there. 109. One sec. For some reason, I just got a weird watering in one of my eyes and felt like something was in it, like the salt. Every once in a while, my dry eye will crystallize and give me little weird little salt feelings in my eyes. It's like, stop it. I'm trying to concentrate. Aw. No need to be sorry about that, Kenny. Well, it's only the truth. Kenny is a very sweet woman. Alright, now. Yep. Sorry, I needed coffee. Alright, we're going to finish up this part of the mantle, and then we'll work on the stuff on the mantle. Just want to finish up the wood parts first so that I can move on from there. Alright, now we're going to bring in this one. This one. Oh, need this part here too. Yes, coffee is life. It is very one of those things that I need to survive, and I've only had 1 cup of today. So, I am putting in a really light layer of this darker color. And that's another thing I find with Ruth's pages is that building that color is a lot better than squashing the color in. So 2 or 3 layers of light layers, especially when it's coming into areas with shadows and that sort of thing, is better than heavy layers. Just so that you can get all of the depth of the picture without losing the detail. If that makes sense to anybody. I'm coming through with that dark color. Put those shadows back in. Building that color up. So one thing I like about colored pencils is you can adjust. Yeah, he's got a really good face. You can adjust as you go along to add or, if necessary, remove with an eraser, but you don't have to say, okay, well, this is the color it's stuck being, because you can change it, especially with colored. That's, like I said, one of the reasons why I really like colored pencils. I don't like being stuck with my choices. Is that bad? I don't like being stuck with my choices. There's some choices that I like, that I make in life that I prefer to be stuck with, like my spouse and things like that. But sometimes when you're coloring, you make a choice that you don't want to be stuck with. However, once you get all of the color down, you're pretty much stuck with it at that point because erasing all those layers is a pain. And once you burnish it to the page, it's pretty much done. Hello, Angela. Sleepy. Well, this is the page that you chose for us to start, so we've started it. It's a dark gray day out, so being sleepy is understandable. Thank you. And it's only taken 6 colors to do. All right, so now we're going to get started on this stuff here up at the top. Let's work top to bottom again. So we've got a little plant type thing up here. It's very, very, very small. I'm going to zoom in and see if we can get a better look at it. Sometimes I find that if I do the look at the picture from your guys' point of view, from the camera, I can see those details better than if I look at them directly on the page. So I'm going to be looking to the camera a lot more with these really fine details. So I'm going to start off with 130. And then we're going to go with this one. This one is not the right one. That's not the one I want. This one. Yeah. Then we're going to go with number 69. 150. All right. All right. Yay! Hi, Sue. I'm glad work has slowed. All right, now I'm going to grab some red. Hi, Lori. Did I miss you coming in? I am so sorry if I did. I can't remember if I said hello. My brain. I think I did when you first came in. But if not, hello. Alright, now we've got another bow there. I thought I did, but you never know. Like I said, my brain does not work most days. Did I tell you what I did the other day when I was the first night after Bob went on his business trip? I was trying to sleep and the alarm went off, and it's the alarm on the machine. We won't say the name because it will talk to me. And it went off, and I couldn't remember its name to shut off. So that's yeah, that's how my brain works this week. So I couldn't remember the name of the machine to tell it to stop blaring in my head. Yes, I finally remembered it. It took me a good like 3 minutes of different words coming out of my mouth to make it stop. All right, I'm going to sharpen the reds here. Again, these are very, very small details, so if they look a little blotchy, once we zoom out and look at the full picture, they will be less so. Now I am making the greenery a little bit brighter on this side of the mantle because of the fact that the tree is here with all of the candles. So this side of the mantle is a little bit brighter than what we're going to do on the other side of the mantle. Shannon, did you see the start of the stream, or were you not here yet, or were you lurking? I have gotten 3/4 of the way through the pattern page. for the 3 pencil challenge. Oh, you're fine. I can show you after. My pencils are getting a lot smaller than I'm used to them being. They're not completely not workable yet, but they are getting much smaller than I'm used to them being, so. Just using the same 3 greens that I used up here and up here. All right. Now for the holly, we're going to go a little bit darker. Um, 168. Thank you, butterflies, and hello. And then we want this one. Yeah. So this one is number 73. The last one we used was number 68. Hello, Kim. Ouch. I just pulled my fingernail. Ooh, I broke it. Ouch. I'll have to clip that, so as you can probably see, I snapped it right across here. You are not. Don't say such things. I lost track of some of the berries here, so that's okay because I'm going to come through with some gel pen and fill those in. So So I'm going to come through here and I'm just going to establish them there so that when I come back through, I won't have any issue. Hello, Robin. Welcome, welcome. Yeah, that does happen to me, butterflies. All right, now we're going to go back in with this one. Okay. Just filling in the lighter green now on the evergreen branches. And then as we get closer to the center here, it's going to start getting darker with our light areas. I think I want to bring some of that brown down in here. Just going to come down into the detail a little bit more here. Yeah, my dad has a plow for the front of his truck too. I don't know if he's still, at the point where he's using it as much, but I keep on telling him, let the young people do that. His back can't take too much of it, so. Alright, and then we're going to do Alright. Now, I want to go 70. I take mine down usually on within the first week of January. Usually the day after New Year's. Have a good day, Dawn. Enjoy your walk. I was thinking probably a cream color with a blue edge, or with a red edge maybe. Want it to look as Christmassy as possible, but still have that vintage charm. You know, this is the olden days where they still put candles on the tree. So we want to maintain that aesthetic. I think I will put the red on there just to maintain that aesthetic for Christmas wear as well. But we're going to do this one and number 3, this one first. The fireplace tiles, I will probably do them white and red. I'll do them the traditional um, terracotta colors. All right, starting with number 3. Still need to do the wood part here, but and then we're using number 2. And we're going to take number 1, which is the white, and we're just going to tone that all down to a light cream. All right, then we're going to take our red. It's a I'm going to do it as a little mirror, but it could also be a part of the wall with a um, evergreen going up it. So because of the way that their little nooks are, there's a shelf that comes out and then there's a pillar. Now that could be open space behind the pillar and that's the wall back there with a shadow. Or you can do that as a panel, which usually contains a mirror. I think I'm going to do it as the um, a mirror panel with the reflection of the garland in it. I think that's what I'm going to do with it. So there's a couple of different things that you can do with it. Like so. Okay. Now we're going to do the mirror. So I'm going to take a very light gray. So I need number 92 and number 93. '93 has got a bit of a blue in it. Now I'm going to do these in grays because it is behind things. So we're just going to add a little tiny bit of that dark blue into the shadow area where that reflection is. And then we're going to use that 92, which is a lighter color. Now remember you've got a little bit of a stick out there of the evergreen coming off of here. So don't go over top of that. Like so. And it just has that reflection of the evergreen in it. All right, so we've got the front of the mantle almost done. We've still got the clock to do and of course the stockings. But we have been at it for 2 hours, believe it or not. I'm going to zoom it out so you can see what I've colored. So yeah, that's what I've colored so far. It's less than a 2" by 2" space. It's less than 2 inches, but no, oh my goodness. That is not a lot of space for what I've done. And I've used a few pencils. So we'll continue this on tomorrow. Of course, we'll move on as quickly as we can. I'm not going to, absolutely not a problem at all. If you're comatose, stay comatose. Enjoy yourself. But we will continue this on. The further we get, of course, the more filled in the page will look, and it won't be so dramatically small. But we will continue on with it tomorrow. Now, I have been working on a page for Shannon's bingo prompt. This is patterns. So that is the pattern that I'm working on. These are the pencils that I've been working with. They are getting awfully short. Let's see, a normal pencil size. So they're getting a lot shorter. I think that one's a little bit shorter than it was. The idea that I had, the vision that I had, is this is the brightest point, and it's going to come down through the middle as a bright point, and then the light is going to disperse as it goes from side to side. So these areas here are going to be lighter than these areas here, and the center is going to have a light streak going through it. So that's yeah. Today I was using the Marie's color 168 colored pencils that I got on Temu. So that is the pattern that I am coloring. This is my one and only mandala-like page that I will do this year. All right, just saying. I don't do mandalas very often or at all, but I will pull one out just for Shannon. And hello, Joyce. Great to see you. Did you see it now, Shannon? All right. So with that, I would like to say thank you all very much for coming and hanging out. Of course, always remember to like, comment, and subscribe to any YouTube artist that you enjoy. And of course, always remember to relax, color, and stay safe, everyone. Until next time, bye-bye for now.